Hello, McClure. How are we? All right, so here we go. I'm not going to go over the basics at this point because at this point you should have a lot of that. You should remember a lot of that. If not, go back to the SolidWorks Basics video or the SolidWorks Stairs video. And not that I'm saying that I won't mention some of the basic, terminology, but I'm not really going to focus on that, okay? All right, so here we go. We've opened up SolidWorks and we are looking at our graphics area. There's nothing there. Let's get started. So for this nut and bolt assignment, we're actually going to make two objects. Not one, but yes, two. Some people get confused about that. But we are going to make two. I would start on the top plane. Go to the Sketch tab. This is your polygon tool. Click on that. Make sure that the value is 6 because we're making a, what is that, a hexagon, right? So I don't click, but hover over the origin, the point of origin here, and just draw out a basic polygon, basic hexagon. All right, so here we go. We're going to click Smart Dimensions. I'm not clicking on anything. I'm just hovering over. And notice the diameter sign that pops up by the Smart Dimensions tool. When I hover over that visual aid, the diameter. This isn't a circle, but it still has a diameter associated with it. So click on that and give it a value of 30. Extrude the base at a value of 10. Okay, so now at this point, wherever your mouse button is centered, and you roll your middle mouse button, it's going to go wherever your mouse is centered. Also, if you get really lost, just press F. Press F and it will kind of center your drawing again. All right, so we're going to I'm introducing three new features with this tutorial. We're going to extrude cut right here. We are going to use this extrude boss base feature, but for the bolt, we're going to build on top of the base. So it's called an extrude boss base. You only have one base typically per object, and then the boss features would be built on top of that base feature, but you use the same tool. And then we have fillets. So I'll talk about that or show you how to do that in just a minute. For this first one, we're going to make a nut, okay? So select the face here, go to the Sketch tab, choose Circle, and I'm not clicking yet, I'm hovering over the point of origin. When I see that orange dot, I'm going to draw out my circle. I'm going to get my Smart Dimension tool. I'm going to select that circle and give it a value of 15. And we're really almost done. Now we're going to go to Features tab. We're going to use the Extrude Cut tool. We're going to choose right here under Direction 1 to go through all. You could just make a random number, but you could also, an arbitrary number, with blind, give it a value. But if you say through all, it doesn't even give you that option because it knows just to go through the whole thing. So check it. It cuts through the whole object. And we almost have our nut created. We're now going to, on that Features tab, we're going to select Fillet. We're going to give it a value of 1. We don't want it to fillet it much. We're just kind of making the edges not sharp. That's really what a fillet is. It's just kind of rounds and the edges so they're not quite sharp and dangerous. If you look at most objects, they have a filleted edge. They're not completely sharp. All right, so the easy way to do this is just to select the face. I'm holding my middle mouse button down and I'm kind of rotating the object over to the other side. I'm going to select that face, so I have both faces selected. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to hold this middle mouse button down and kind of spin it around and choose these edges. I guess technically you could select all these faces as well, and it would select all of the edges. We're going to give a filleted edge to every edge. So that will do it. We've completed that task. So now press the check mark and go to File, Save, and save it as your name and then underscore nut, right? And save it in your SketchUp folder. First name, last name. Change this so you don't overwrite the other file. There we go, that's done. Moving on to the bolt now. So go New Document. Choose the top plane. It's got the same dimensions, so this is going to be 30. That's going to be 10. We're going to select the face, but this time we're going to, whoops, we still need to draw out our circle, right? To base our feature on. Draw out that circle, give it a value of 15. It's the same value as the nut at this point. Haven't changed anything, it's the exact same steps. But here we're going to go to Features and we're going to go to Extrude Boss. And we're going to create a boss feature, and we know that value is 40. And so we've got the bolt now. All right, press F. That kind of centers your object in your window. Control 7 will give you a nice isometric view of your isometric drawing. So you can see everything you need to see. And now all we need to do is fillet the edges. So again, 1 is the millimeter. 1 is the value, 1 millimeter. Select that edge, select this edge. The face, that would have selected it as well. That, and like I said, you can select these faces and it'll do the same thing, kind of what I did earlier. So that's what I'll do on this one. And they change to the color blue, and so you know you have them all selected. Double check, and then press the check mark when you're happy, and you have your bolt. So we're going to save that. Yes, first name, last name, bolt to your SketchUp folder, and you're done. Easy smeezy.